This video offers a brief explanation about Maxwell materials and how to manage them. Many SketchUp standard materials can be rendered with Maxwell, but you should also use the Maxwell materials to benefit from their physically correct qualities. To start creating Maxwell materials, remember to enable the Maxwell material icon. The provided scene only contains some simple diffuse materials. Diffuse materials are the simplest and easiest to create. They have a high roughness value of 99 to 100. They are also called Lambertian materials. Diffuse materials are not shiny. Paper and walls are examples of these types of materials. Now let's see how to create a metal material. Create a new material in the SketchUp material panel and choose a color using the color wheel. The Maxwell material panel will pop up, allowing you to choose between several specific material types. Shiny materials are split into two categories, plastic and metal. Choose metal and assign a medium roughness value, like 50. Assign the material to the cup and render the scene. Metal materials can be shiny. The higher the roughness value, the more diffuse the material will be. The lower the roughness value, the smoother and more specular it will be. Let's try with a very low roughness value of 0. Lower roughness values produce smoother surfaces, so this setting will result in a very specular and mirror-like material. This is how mirror materials are created, with a roughness value set to 0 or near 0. You can also try a roughness value near 20 to create a frosty, glossy mirror. Very smooth surfaces automatically cast caustic patterns when the light is reflected by the smooth surface. Maxwell Render calculates these caustic reflections accurately and automatically. Now we'll create a plastic material for the other cup. Create a new material, pick a color, and choose plastic. Plastics are characterized by the degree of shininess. Set a value of around 20 and assign it to the other cup. With plastics, the higher the shininess value, the smoother the surface will be. More pronounced specular reflections will appear. Now we're going to assign a diffuse material to the tablecloth. Create a new material and use an image map as a texture. Assign it to the tablecloth. Set shininess to 0 to avoid creating shiny reflections or a plastic look. Right-click on the tablecloth object and choose Texture Position to manually adjust the position and rotation of the texture map. Make a test render. This is how you can create some simple materials within SketchUp, but you'll often need to create more complex materials, and it's best to use the Maxwell material editor for this. Materials with transparency, displacement, bump and normal maps, coatings, subsurface scattering and multiple layers should be created in the Maxwell material editor and then loaded into SketchUp. The best place to start learning about Maxwell materials is the Maxwell Material Gallery, where you can find and download thousands of free, physically correct materials to use in your projects. Go to the MXM gallery at resources.maxwellrender.com. All contents are free. You just need to register to be able to download the materials. Find an interesting and useful material and download it. You can use the downloaded material as is or modify it to fit your needs. In this example, we found a polyurethane resin material and downloaded it. Back in SketchUp, we're going to apply this MXM file to an object. Create a new material and go to the Maxwell Material panel. Choose Maxwell MXM and browse to your MXM file to load it. Apply it to the first cup and render. This is the usual material workflow in SketchUp. The simplest materials can be created in SketchUp using its own material editor. More complex materials should be created in the Maxwell material editor or downloaded and applied to an object in SketchUp.